What's going on, guys? Austin back, and today we're going to be reacting to the greatest Rainbow Six Siege match ever played in the history of Rainbow Six Siege. This is a video that I've been wanting to watch for a while. I referenced it in like a while back when I watched like this video of the complete history of Rainbow Six Siege Pro League right before the Invitational. I mentioned this specific video that I wanted to watch, and I never got around to it. I never watched it. I never did anything like that, but today we're going to be reacting to it. I'm excited to react to this because I watched this game live. I'm pretty sure a lot of people did. This is basically going to be going over the W7M versus FaZe. I'm pretty sure it was the 2024 Siege Invitational. So I am so excited to watch this. Or is the 2023, 2024? I think it's 2024. Because it like happens the year after, but I think it's, I don't know. Maybe, I think it's 2024. 2024 or 2023. But basically, we're going to get into this video. We're going to watch this, react to it, live through it. The people that haven't seen this and you're watching this match for the first time, you are about to be absolutely blown away. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
Play when it's all on the line. Let's set the stage. It's the Six Invitational, Rainbow Six's pinnacle tournament, with teams playing to win $1 million, become world champions, and lift the hammer, Siege's most iconic trophy.
Yo,
W7M faces their
here it is.
Brazilian
Okay.
rivals, FaZe.
Okay, here we are. I'm gonna try to break it. I'm gonna try to break it down a little bit and go through it because he's gonna go through everything kind of fast. So this is W7M. This is basically W7M won every major tournament in a year. So basically, there are 3 major tournaments that you can win in a Rainbow Six Siege Pro League like season. The biggest tournaments where like you play in front of people on a stage, right? That like you win a trophy, can be considered world champs, are majors and the Siege Invitational. So they won, there's 2 majors each calendar year. They won both the majors in front of main stages. Insane, we're world champions. And then this is the Siege Invitational that they were playing for to complete the sweep and be the first team to ever do it. They were literally the most dominant team in the world. It was literally like, it's like a three-peat. It's like Jordan going on his three-peat, you know what I mean?
Lift the hammer, Siege's most iconic trophy. W7M faces
W7M here, Philly Pox, Nade, Hurts. I'll go through the lineup for a second. So this is FaZe. They're playing FaZe.
Decisive map 5, but FaZe looks unbeatable. With their opponents having reached match point, W7M's dreams hang by a thread.
Okay, he's kind of going through this fast. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys a little bit more context. So pretty much, they played through the tournament. They got to the Siege Invitational final, which a grand final, which they call it, where they play in front of the stage or whatever. Obviously, they've been doing that the whole time. But the difference is that this is best out of 5. So they play 5 maps, best out of 5. So it's first to 3 wins. The difference being that a lot of the time they play only BO3s. So like that's best of 3. So first person to win 2 maps. This is best of 5. So pretty much it's you win 3 maps, you win. And I forget how it actually played out, but it ended up going 2-2. We went to map 5, which was on Nighthaven Labs. And FaZe got to match point. And I'm just gonna let him explain it. I'm just gonna let, you guys watch this video and see what happens.
And it's all over.
And just keep in mind, again, this is to sweep the calendar year, right? This is the
But
three-peat.
the game isn't done yet.
This is
if
for the
there's
grand
any team that can
finale.
do it would be W7M. The odds seem insurmountable, but despite it all, they might just script the greatest comeback in esports history. Let's see how it goes.
So here it is. Like I was saying, it's 6-1. It's 6-1 grand finale. If you guys don't know, Pro League goes to 7, so they're on match point. W7M has to win 5 straight rounds to push it to overtime to try to win it in a loud stadium that is in Brazil. So, and if you guys don't know, FaZe obviously is like English, it's American and stuff like that, but for Siege, their team is Brazilian. So basically they have like the crowd support, everyone's going crazy, they have all the momentum, and they literally need to win 1 round to close it out.
7M is playing a 3-floor extended roam on a basement defense.
Let me back it up. Here we go.
W7M is playing a 3-floor extended roam on a basement defense, with Fenrir and Valkyrie locking down the top floor, Mira and Castle holding their fallback to sight on the main floor.
Again, this is on Nighthaven Labs. This is on Nighthaven Labs.
Through holes in the floor. Together, the defensive matrix is a tough nut to crack, with every single player having at least one teammate nearby in order to support them in a fight. As FaZe start their attack, JV on the
FaZe
Castle
did
sees
have
Sophia open
attack
up
though,
both
so
the castle
maybe you got to cut him a little bit of a break.
He's letting his team know, Guys, they're holding our cutoff. We're not going to be able to rotate down storage to get back to site.
So that's
While
the
this is
cut
happening,
angle. There's a
Keys
cut
and
angle
Herds
on pretty much
Finder
every
and Val are
map
starting to
that
feel
is
some
very
pressure
important to
up top.
hold
They
to
hear
cut
the
off
connector wall get
roamers
open
coming
as Ace
back
opens up their IT
from
breach.
one side of the
They're
map to the
expecting
other.
A bunch of pressure to come from their east side and start getting ready for that. What they don't realize though is that all this noise was just an elaborate distraction by FaZe. They already have a player lower warehouse and are getting ready to stab the defense in the back. The whole thing comes down to JV on the
Wow.
castle playing
Hold
inside a
on.
control room.
Hold on. I'm going to pause one more time. One more time I'm going to pause. I know I'm like yapping a hella, but it is so interesting that I've never seen this video. This is the first time me seeing it too. That he's really going to break down. Like we're on Nighthaven Labs. He's breaking down where everyone's holding, kind of giving a very in-depth analysis. So you can kind of just see the level that like the professionals play on, like Pro League plays on. Ranked, right? You know, you set up site, you kind of do whatever. But like Pro League, when you're playing for money and they're doing all this stuff, like how intricate things are, like why things are the way they are, why pushes are work the way they do, where they push, why they push there and stuff like that. So this is going to be a very, very awesome like analysis of it, and you're going to really see why like this is so impressive and why this game was the greatest match of all time.
He wins the fight and stops the top floor players from being completely isolated. Even though JV won that fight, however, FaZe still have a few tricks up their sleeve. While Keys and Herds were distracted by the breach, Souls on the Ram has taken control of lower warehouse, and the ace of Handy has rotated over to the rafters window and is about to make a play to open up the round. Cyber starts flashing for his teammate, and Handy jumps in the window to
See,
start
FaZe
taking
has
FaZe
the
IT, all while Souls aggresses storage
the
to try
one
and
pick.
equalize the man count.
Grand final points. Cyber
Or got
wanting to
picked.
push in towards Rafters. He lost his life. Another key position still held firmly by W7M, but Handy again onto Herd, shuts him down. 3 versus 3.
And you're going to
Once the
see
dust
why they're
settles,
positioned the way they
W7M
are,
find
because
themselves
they
a
can
man
get
down,
refrags and
ton of
trades,
time on the board.
which is like
Keys decides
really
he needs to
great
make
to
a play in
see
order to
actually
try
in
and
game.
equalize the man count. But look at this.
Getting
FaZe
aggressive.
are expecting some aggression out of W7M, and all of their players are holding, waiting.
See, like here we are, bro. This is what I'm saying. This is why you're gonna see this is such an awesome game. It is 3-2. FaZe just needs to close out this round. I know it's a tag, but it's a 3v2. They have the man
should turn into a
advantage.
3 versus 1.
Can they convert it from here? They've done all
KZ
the hard
pushing
work.
more backside.
Made and KZ, the only 2 players
Holding
standing in their
angles.
way.
Oh my.
Souls, he can't win it.
KZ wins that, brings it to a
KZ keeps
2v2.
hope alive.
But Souls accidentally stands up.
Oh my
mid-cut
God.
fight. Keys
Bro,
has got
like,
a way
imagine
with
he
highway
doesn't
drop
stand
and
up there,
manages to
though.
equalize the
Imagine
man
he
count.
doesn't stand up
He
there.
quickly turns and sprints back to site, knowing FaZe have hardly any drones left to
And this is
gather
a basement
info, and
site. They were
simply
just
be able
holding
to
a
sit
very
and rest
aggressive,
while
like,
FaZe
top-heavy
checks all of
roam.
the angles in sight with no real hope of winning.
And Handy.
So now they're gonna have to
Side
push
by
down
side,
with like
brother
20
in arms,
seconds.
And now the drop from Handy, expecting one to be behind the tank, but not to be. And now he questions where they very well may be on the site itself.
And then here they're holding crosses. KZ kills one,
You wanted to find him.
and Nade kills the other. So now it's 6-2.
It's not over yet.
Jeffrey Colvin dragged,
Got this.
strangled,
Go.
and threatened to
But
shoot
okay,
the mother of
I'm
his
gonna
3 kids.
mute real quick. Talk. So yeah, I mean, like, this is a really great video, bro. I did not realize he was gonna go this deep into it. It's to like actually explain everything that's going on, which I love. What up, Tim? But yeah, so like this is gonna get really in depth, holding things like that, and like showing you actually how they're playing and why they're playing different ways. So now we're
W7M
6-2,
just
6-2
barely
W7M.
survived that last round, but there's still
Barely.
so much left to do. They still
have to win 4 more rounds, yep.
just to be able to reach overtime. And while they aren't done yet, the situation is all but hopeless. This round, W7M are defending the top floor.
Top
Contrary to
floor.
the previous rounds,
Top
they're
floor
committed
attack,
to a horizontal
defense.
extension,
Usually where
which is
people go
Phil Fox on the
first.
Valkyrie playing on the floor below. His goal is to control the area below the site,
Which is
threatening
very,
to
very
FaZe player
important for a
Alfaro
site
to
like
rotate
this.
below, before threatening to get a C4 kill in the late round.
'Cause people will
FaZe,
try to
for
push
their part, have
underneath
done an
through
excellent
supply.
job bringing all the tools they'll need to counter this defense. By
But this is a good
W7M.
lineup because you have the
They have
smoke for
Thatcher to
entry
counter
denial.
Cade,
Oh,
IQ to
wait.
deal with the Valk, 2 hard breachers to open up every single wall surrounding the site, and a Ying to overwhelm the defense with flashbangs and quickly
yeah.
take difficult to clear.
Because they don't have a
areas.
Warden, they
Such
don't
as
have a
Raptors and
Wamai,
Top
they
One.
don't have
Their goal
a...
is to open up the whole site, forcing
a
W7M
Jaeger.
to play inside of a tiny box before transitioning.
Which is
to
really
a
good. That's
mid
how you
site
want to play
through
this. You want to
Raptors
open
and
it
top
so
wall.
much because the
The
site
round
is so
starts with FaZe
small.
doing a ton of
You want to push
preparatory
them into
work,
predictable
opening all of the
angles.
outside walls and making a ton of noise on the north and east side. JV sees Thatcher,
IT
Thermite,
wall goes
and
open.
Ace utility going off on the IT wall, so he calms to his team. Guys, there's a ton of presence IT side. I think the hit is going to come from here. So Philippok starts making his way below the breach in order to use a C4 to
Oh, is
devastate
it gonna be
FaZe
like a
with inside pushing. But what's
misdirection?
this? Cyber's in storage? Well, W7
Oh,
were
storage.
distracted
I
by the
said
breach
supply
above.
earlier,
He's
storage.
gotten in below and is in the perfect position to be able to take out the Valkyrie.
Philippox down below, and we have a lurk. A potential 1v1.
Did Philippox know?
Philippox falls off of that position momentarily. Through storage goes Cypher. And the timing
See, like,
could
this
not
is
be
this would be
ever
such a
present.
big
The
pick.
swing comes through.
Philippox doesn't have a clue.
Because there goes
Which
that
makes matters
C4,
worse. Well, all
because
of
now
this
you
is
only have
going
one
down.
C4 to
Souls
deny
have managed
plant.
to take Raptors control, giving FaZe control of everything south of site. They're now perfectly
Which is
set up
huge.
to
Garage,
flash out their
garage
remaining
control is very
defenders,
big
get
if you can
kills
take
off
it
of the
early.
backstab, and plant the bomb. W7M need desperately to find a pick to recover the round.
Currently, he's been the clutch master for this defensive
That's a big
unit,
pick.
But JV92,
Who was that,
he's the
IQ?
one to step up.
As Souls flashes out the site players, the backstab starts to hit. But JV is so aware. He manages to take out KDS, but FaZe still have so much util to clear out these last players. W7M needs
Yeah, you
one
still have
more
the
big
Yings.
play to take them over the line.
They're
And
doubling
Herds on
garage
Legion finds
now.
a ridiculous timing to tuck himself in IT and try to make that play.
Grand final.
Oh,
Candela
what
throwing
the?
one more available in the
Yo,
back pocket
W
for
rap
Souls.
play.
40
See
seconds
see
remaining in
how
the round.
these rap
Handy
plays
close.
are?
Tries to bank off of that wall. The flash. Souls will fall.
Like,
All
that's
the
a
way down.
big
Souls
rap by
starting
Herds.
to get involved. But it is FaZe. They bring it back to a 3-on-3 and Cyber as well.
Another
He
3v2 they
another one.
lose.
Cemented, no.
Herds
Two
gets a
versus
big
two.
kill. Cyber's one. He falls. Herds with a big triple. He gets a quad. He gets a quad. And it makes it so much more impressive because, like, you see what that round is. Like, it's not like it's a insanely great defense by W7M. It's a good defense, but, like, FaZe is getting the opening, like, they're getting what they want. You know what I mean? Even though they got first picked the first round we watched, like the last round, they're getting the wall open. They're bringing the utility. They're giving themselves good man count later in the rounds, but W7M is showing and just overpowering them in gunfights and positioning and stuff like that, which is crazy to see, especially with FaZe having all the momentum. Now we get 3-6.
More rounds. After winning the last two sites, W7M are now,
So now-
forced to play control room and storage.
Control
the weakest site in
storage.
their rotation. Similar to their
Ooh,
basic
that's
defense,
weakest
they are
site.
extending to hold on to server and command.
Basically,
The idea-
on this map, you basically play the bottom floor, the top floor, and you play this storage site. You really don't want to play the other site because the storage site is actually very, very good if you set it up right. You basically just have to hold vert, and you can hold underneath if you want to deny default plant, which is storage window, which I'm assuming is like, I think this is the second floor, but it's like under this, which would be storage under
is to
IT.
make all sorts of vertical holes above the site, and then
Yeah.
rely on those plus the Solus of Herds in order to deny plant. from
So
above.
Solus is
FaZe
probably
begin
gonna
their
play
attack in the
underneath
same way
here.
as their prior ones, opening up IT and connector, and beginning to threaten an
Again,
exit
you wanna
from
get
the
this
north
top
and east
floor.
sides of the map. They've been conditioning W7M,
Which
to
they're
expect
doing.
this,
They're gonna
but they've
clear this
never
top floor.
actually pushed the north side. This time, however, Cyber is here, and he's threatening to push in if there's any free space.
Which
But
Cyber is, like,
W7M
probably
are a
FaZe's best player,
world-class
other than
team, and they've
Handy,
got
I
the
would say.
perfect read. Hot off a round-winning play in the previous round, Herds is in the perfect spot to deny Cyber taking any easy control. He shoots a drone to slow FaZe down and peels off to make sure he stays alive. After clearing out Herds,
He's big.
FaZe slow
He's
things
big in
down
that
to
round.
make sure they
Solus is
have
huge
all
in
the
that
pieces
round.
in place to absolutely
That's a win condition
devastate
for them.
W7M's top floor hold. They're set up with two, including the Ying top water, one Rafters, one IT,
Which is
and one
big.
connector
The Ying
ready
is
to go
big
electric.
because that's
They
going to be
know
a
that
big
W7M
utility
have a
dump,
player
which they can
pillar
then
and a
push
player
into
control, and those players
upstairs.
are about to die.
Watch for this attack. Two drones. There's
Basically,
also-
like, if we go back, these two players are the round. Like, if these two get picked early, can't trade out, can't, like, do anything, they just get picked, it goes 3v5, 3v4, and then they have upstairs presence, which I forgot how much time was left, which we'll see in a second, but they're make or break, right? So I'm pretty sure this is Herds, and I forget who the castle
and those
was,
players
but
are about to die.
yeah, big. Okay, it's KZ and JV, which are, like, insane. So, like, Nade gets a big kill, Cyber's walking in, and, like, that's a big kill by KZ. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, that's insane. That's an insane double kill. And even though he doesn't kill souls, who
What the
cares?
hell was that? Keys goes prone behind a desk and pops up at the perfect time to take
Like,
out two
what is
players?
that
He literally
timing,
gets
man?
the
Like, that's the
entire
timing I would
defense and
clip,
managed to take
send to
two
people,
of
and
them
be
with
like,
him.
I hate my
Pair this
life.
with Nade finding a C4 kill through the floor of IT, and JV escaping through the open hatch back to lounge, and Phaser suddenly in a bad spot. W7M have done all the heavy
4v2.
lifting to win the
4v2
round, but can
defense,
they close it
you
out?
hold angles and you win the
Two
round.
very important Candelas, but there's a Warden on the board in Nade. He is very pivotal.
And especially when they have the
All they need to
Ying.
do is hold angles
Does the
forward,
Ying have
start
any
a couple of
Candela?
shots
He has
on the
two,
board
but it's
counter.
Warden.
Big
Oh my
shot.
god. I mean, that's a big
Shut down
shot.
Herds. At this point now, W7M, you do not need to peak. 20 seconds, time.
Like, here you go. 20 seconds,
arguably on
3v2.
the
You
side
have
of
the
W7M.
Yings, but
Get
you
down
have the
third.
Wardens
Entry
on the
has been
board.
made, but Felipe
Again,
is
finds the
right.
pick, and then now he has to get super
Now
aggressive,
tries to
but they're just
respond.
holding
Can't
angles
find
and
the
stuff.
headshot. Doesn't even get the down. Felipe stays alive. At least enough to deny in
And
terms of
they're
time.
gonna win this
Lich
round.
is running out for souls. He has to stick to plan. We know he cannot. We know he
And bang. And it's just so beautiful. Like, literally, that round was dictated by the upstairs play by KZ. He doesn't get those 2 picks, and he dies. You know what I mean? They have control. They have the operators that they need upstairs. Because, what, he killed Buck and who else? He killed Buck and someone else. But especially Buck, like, to make the vertical holes, to hold up top so they can go get the plant down and stuff like that. Like, that is huge. That is why, like, roaming is so big. Especially if you are playing your life and you're playing an important position like that, you need to get kills. You need to at least trade out. You need to, like, you know what I mean? It's so important for those people to be alive. So
They're
4-6 now.
close. The crowd has started
4-6.
losing their mind. The entire stadium is on their feet, and it looks like maybe.
Which, if you
just
watch
maybe,
this
they
live,
might
bro,
be
this
able to
stadium
do it.
was
It isn't over yet for
cracking. You
FaZe,
can
though.
hear it in the
They just
back.
need to take their time, slow it
So
down,
now this,
and
so in Pro League, the sites reset on defense every 3 rounds. So once you run through 3 defenses, no matter what, then it rotates and you can go to any single site. So now they're gonna go back to basement site. So, and oh my.
well, that's not great.
And again, if you notice, a lot of these rounds, even though like maybe later in the rounds, we've seen FaZe with a man advantage, early picks by W7M. They're getting the first pick every single time. That's why when people like talk about first picks, that's why they're so important, because they can help dictate the round. You know what I mean? If the defense gets it, it's going to be a big advantage for them, even if the attack gets it. You know what I mean? Because they have to play differently without that man there and the utility that they bring. So like that is a huge first pick.
An early advantage and can now afford to play a little bit more conservatively. They set
Yeah,
up to play a
see,
really
you play
tight
more
net of
conservative when you
crossfire
have the
and
man
threats
advantage.
all across the ground floor. Now that they're up a man, they want to trade out numbers until they win the round. For their part, now that they're down numbers, FaZe decide to forego their top.
So now
line,
the
and FaZe
other
are trying
team
to
has
rush
to get
directly
aggressive.
into
So
the
now
main
FaZe
floor
has to get
setup
aggressive.
in order to try and isolate 1v1 gunfights.
Yeah, see.
Just because they got the kill, they've not fallen back just yet. They're still on the staircases, still with Solus up right, of course, looking for those drones, shutting down the intel game. More drones alive.
So like there it is. Like again, you see the crosses that they're
KDS
holding.
gets smoked by the cross between JV and Herds lower.
Where, like,
warehouse.
yeah, I
FaZe are
mean,
down
it's like-
2. There's no way they win the round. W7M are doing it. They're 1 round away from completing the comeback. They're going to make it all the way to overtime. I can't believe it.
Thick for W7M, but
But Handy
been
gets a
so
big pick, and it's a
strong
quick.
and picking out of
So
nowhere.
you know, it's like it's crazy how fast a round can go.
A hole in it after all.
And it's 3v2 yet again. Like this is what I'm saying. They get the early picks, but FaZe is really good in like the intermediate kind of round here. You know what I
The
mean?
hell just happened? Let's break it down. As you'll remember, after losing
I
the
like
first pick,
this. I love the
FaZe recognized
breakdowns.
that they needed to isolate players in order to bring the round back. KDS died trying to find a pick lower garage, but the rest of his team found success in their
But yeah,
fights.
then they
Handy
traded
finds one on
back.
top through IT. Then Vidaking finds one cargo trying
And
to
found the
rotate back to
gaps.
side
Handy found the
before
gap
doubling with
upstairs.
Souls to take out Herds, isolating
And then
the
here, that's a
storage.
beautiful
This is
2 play.
really bad for W7M.
Horrible.
They've thrown away their man advantage.
No
With
C4 either.
80 seconds left in the round. FaZe
Yeah.
has all the time in the world to clear
Like
out the last
a
few
minute
defenders,
15 may not
go for
feel like a
plant,
lot of
and win the
time
hammer.
in like a ranked
How
game,
will
but
they
like in
close
Pro
down?
League, it's like
Both Souls
so
and
long.
Vidaking are out of drones, so Handy starts working to gather intel for their late round execute. FaZe's IGL Vidaking recognizes that since they still have the RAM and breaching charges on the Ash, their best option is to open up a ton of vertical
Play
pressure above
vert,
tank
go for
in order
plant
to
down,
force
yep.
the defenders to play inside of Assembly and Nano before dropping the Animus
And you get
hatch
the
and
plant
going for a
down
plant
behind the
in tucked
pillar, and then
corner
you can just
with cover
watch it from vert.
and cargo. They open up vert,
Which
all
is a
across
really
control
good
before going to
call.
open up the
It's a
Animus
really
hatch
good
ends.
call, and it should work a lot of the time.
Brad Schimmer
What
wants
up-
to bring back
okay.
the 1849
Add
original
again.
bands
Predictions. I forgot what happened, honestly. I dead ass forgot what happened. But FaZe probably chokes. FaZe probably chokes. But man, I freaking love the way this video is with the breakdowns and stuff. It's so awesome. All right, we're back into it.
No way. FaZe don't have enough hard breach to open the hatch. This is a
Oh.
colossal blunder. And now, with low
Oh,
time and no drones left to
shit.
gather relevant info, they have no.
So
other
now then
option
they're
than
gonna have to-
force cargo stairs and hope to trade out. W7M have a chance.
Cause it makes it.
Can they cap?
It makes you think. How does that round go if they have the extra hard breach? You know, I feel like it goes FaZe's way, low key. You know what I mean? Like that's a strong. You put plant down, you play vert.
Capitalize?
Surely it doesn't come down
But
to
now
the
they have to
first.
push down staircases where they're gonna just hold crosses. And they're gonna hold long angles.
To settle this final. 15 seconds
he just has to drop, get aggressive. You only have 13
Who
seconds.
still needs to get the kid onto the floor. And so
Nade gets a good kill. They have no information at all, so he has to face check everything. And now you find yourself 6-5. One more round.
FaZe are shell-shocked, and their coach calls a timeout to talk to his
Tag
players and
timeout.
try
You
to
can take
get the game
you have
over
one
the line
tag
before it
timeout.
goes to OT.
One tag
For
timeout
this
per
last
game,
round,
30 seconds.
W7M are defending the top floor again, though with
back
a
top floor.
substantially different lineup than the previous time they were here.
Capcam.
Their last defense
Ooh.
focused on using C4s, smokes, and the Valkyrie to deny any sort of plant attempt from FaZe. This time, they're leaning super heavily into bringing traps, hoping that with all the pressure on their shoulders, FaZe may not properly clear them out, leading to an easy round win for the defense. After their
That's
timeout,
that's
FaZe
low-key a
decided
good
to
thought.
actually
That's a
commit
low-key
to
a good
north
thought.
and east side clear of the map.
So
Their
they're still
coach
gonna
is
bring two
talking
hard
them to try and
breachers.
calm their nerves, and they're gonna really slow it down for this attack. FaZe goes through
Which
the
I
same
like
early
that.
round motions of opening up the
Slow
connector wall and the IT wall, but they're
attack,
starting
you know what I
anyway
mean, to
get
close it
control of
out.
Rafters. But
Try
this
to
time,
close
they
it
see
out. I mean, you
W7M
need
is
to get
giving
some
them
going.
all of Raptors control for free by fully reinforcing off the Raptors triple wall. FaZe are thinking, this is great. We can take the space, use the thermite to open up the wall, commit to an attack top water, and get a plant down on the bomb chassis where the indestructible floor makes
Which
the
should
Solus of
work.
Fleetpox useless to deny the
Which
plant
should
from below.
work.
But Solus is still below. And with her ability to see
Ooh.
all of the attacking side's drones, she has the unique ability to find timings and slip the attacker's net in order to capitalize on tiny holes on their attack.
Hold those angles.
So basically the whole round depended on them clearing out this Solus.
Expects the swings to come around. They don't have the Ying. They don't have any easier to break this apart.
Because like hypothetically a lot of this time this is going to work, but your win condition is Solus, and if you don't kill him enough.
I think he denied it. I think he, I don't know if that gets opened up. Hard to see from this position. I think he's denied
No,
it.
it didn't.
Headshot.
Like, that's what I'm saying, bro. It's literally, this is the win condition right here. And he gets a thermite, which is big because then they can't open the triple wall and do what they need to do. They're going to have to go through all these doors with like a minute left. But then he gets a kill too. Gives them the man advantage. So now that they're gonna have to pour
After
through
Fleetpox kills
doorways.
the thermite without being traded, the round is essentially over. FaZe
Yeah,
attempt to
I
collapse
mean-
onto the site and trade out.
Over the blue we go.
Now it's just like gun skill, you know what I mean? But they're on the you're on the defense and they're just gonna rotate back up, and it's locks.
Infinite overtime. It's upon us. Oh, surely it is.
Which is crazy, because all FaZe had to do was clear one person and they win the round. They win the grand championship. They win the hammer, bro. I guarantee you they probably win that if they get the triple wall open, because then you push blue, you push Fountain, then that guy who was on Fountain can't get flanked by the Solus, and his raps. It's GG's. So now we're 6-6. OT, infinite OT. Infinite OT.
History of Siege. The 10,000 fans spectating are roaring their name, but the onus is on them now.
10,000
Can
fans,
they
imagine
take this
playing Siege in
momentum
front of
and
10,000
convert it
people.
into a world championship? 2 round wins is all it takes. Will
Look at
W7M
Herds,
be
bro.
the ones to lift the
W-Aura.
hammer? They start overtime on the defense,
stressing.
choosing to run back the top floor site.
Oh, they went back up. Then they
making
get
very few
defense, which
changes
is
to their setup.
huge, because what? You just won 6 straight defenses and you get defense back?
up in their lineup. Last
But low-key kind of sucks, because then you have to think of a whole new plan to go second floor. You know what I mean? You can't do the Souls play anymore. You can't do what you did the first round unless you want to redo it.
round was a lockout, so why change?
But they have
what
that
was
intel
broken?
on you.
The only major difference on their side is the choice to bring the Bandit over the Legion. This is in order to slow down the attack even further and force 3 attackers to come together to guarantee walls get open. FaZe
That
start
is
working towards an
true.
execute. They
That's
spend
a
about
good-
minute
that's
in the
low-key a
mid-round
good
gathering
play.
information and
They're
looking
bringing
for
the
a
variation
They
every
see
time
on
they go to
this
the site,
Raptors
which I
drone
really
that
like.
W7M is giving them Raptors for free. So Vita King starts working to take the free space.
So they give Raptors up again.
KDS and Handy start working to clear out space connector and electrical, creating a pinch on the site. While all of this is going down, Souls is also on drones, looking to try and find some sort of gap towards top water. And what's this? On a drone hidden away above the staircase, he sees JV as isolated, playing an aggressive
chalk it.
position. This is how FaZe can open up the round. He goes to make a play and take the fight on JV. But JV is just too damn good. He somehow wins the fight and secures the opening pick for his team instead. But the
Who was that? Who died?
good. He
Who
somehow wins the
lost
fight
his
and
gunfight? Souls, what are we doing, bro? Was the best course to just drop right in front of the door? Against JV92? Look up JV92 stats or highlights. Maybe we'll watch.
Here's the opening pick for his team instead.
Which is big again.
As KDS
W7M gets the
battle
opening
back
pick.
Electric and top water.
And the opening kill for JV92.
And that's your Twitch. You can't clear the utility that you were going to clear.
That's
That's a C4 waste.
Still one available for Herds. The swing, it's a little bit whiffy, but it doesn't matter.
And then Vida dies. There's one of your hard breachers. KZ does lose that. Little aggression that I
FaZe
don't
have
think they
stabilized the
needed.
round, but they still need to make a play.
Again,
in order
3-3.
to
But
win.
we've seen FaZe, like, FaZe just collapses, bro. They just
They
collapse.
just killed JV top water. They decide to stack 2 water in order to play trades in command, while KDS pitches from electrical. FaZe have the perfect
Because KDS can hold this, and then they get in, like, they kill this Fenrir, they can, like, walk in, because KDS is going to watch this.
victory.
Where's the other
They're
one?
so
Below?
good at finding the best way to win the round and then executing
Yeah.
it. With no util except
Like,
for one
that's a
flashbang
pattern.
in the
They
pocket
found
of
great
Handy,
plans, they just can't
Solid
execute them.
also in play. Footholds to deal with, F not mine
Because
shot
they
in.
have no...
Flashbang.
They have
434
Solus
wide,
still.
Handy for
Yeah,
cross,
see?
successful.
You
Big
power
shot
this guy,
behind
then
the
this
net,
is
and
free
that's
plant.
still Handy up
But no.
and 1 versus 2.
But no, because you have the
Through to
Solus
top four. Philippos takes the
on the
line.
What
flank.
just happened? In the blink of an eye, the round goes from a 3 versus 3 to a 1 versus 1. FaZe had the read, but W7M countered it so
But again,
perfectly.
you get the
Herds is
flank.
unbelievably aware of the pinch and manages to take out KDS. While
Which is
Philippos
huge.
flies at the perfect
Which is
time
huge.
and takes
Because
out
now,
Cyber.
because
Handy
now,
then
if he doesn't take away KDS out of E-Box, he can't do anything. You know what I mean? He has to take this gunfight and get aggressive.
just trade him, but in the 1v1 with almost no time left, he doesn't have much he can do apart from go for the kill.
Down to 1 versus 1. Behind the bomb chassis. Handy's got
And then
himself on the
Herds.
freezer. The pistol's down.
Which is crazy.
When
This
Brad
is
showed
this is this
over
is
the tournament.
7 straight round wins. 7 straight round wins, all on defense. Like, defense is very easy. It's a lot easier to attack, to defend than attack. But still, bro, can you give 7 defenses that are so strong, and you can play so individually well on those 7 defenses consistently to win that in the grand final, well down 6-1? Crazy, bro. It's crazy.
What a game this has been. From
I mean,
6-1 down to
seriously,
match point.
because it's not like it's not like they blew them out in any of the rounds. Like, they're close. There's been so many times where FaZe has literally had the round and they fumbled
If
it.
W7M take it here, this will go down in history as the greatest comeback Siege has ever
Let's
seen.
get the
They
shirt
need to
on.
win one attacking round to clinch it.
I mean,
W7M
look at
know
this.
that FaZe
Look
are
at they're
roped,
just
so they start to
smiling,
formulate
dapping
a
each
plan.
other
They
up.
want to open up the Animus wall, walk in the tank, and
Which this is huge, right? Because it's infinite OT. Now they won 7 straight defenses, so now they're gonna go to the attack.
plant in this corner. They have a read that FaZe have a super weak site presence and want to punish them by going fast. FaZe aren't set up to deal with this though. They have this hatch open, which allows them to peek the attackers if they ever try to funnel in through Animus. In theory,
So this is
means
a
that
basement
W7M need
defense.
to take full control of Warehouse in order to ensure that FaZe can't devastate their push. But W7M has another plan. While JV, Nade, and Herds work to open up the site walls, Keys opens up some back pressure, Connector, and IT. He wants to keep FaZe committed
A lot
to
of
the roam
Solus
while
in this
teammates set
game,
up
I
for
realized.
excitement and prevent them from
when I
simply
watched it,
giving
I
up
don't remember
all their
this
map
much
control in order
Solus.
to contest the hatch. Once the site walls are open, JV rotates upstairs to hold an angle onto the hatch from outside the warehouse wall. This is in order to deny FaZe control of lower warehouse and prevent them
Yeah,
from
I mean,
peeking the
3
hatch.
people
His
upstairs for
position
FaZe
the
is kind of
linchpin
crazy.
of W7M's
Or
attack.
not crazy,
If he
but
dies in this position, the players below the hatch are sitting ducks. Easy kills for the FaZe players
Yeah.
remaining on the roam.
So he's, like, the
W7M
most
start their
important
attack.
here.
Nade works into Animus and Keys jumps into storage. Nade knows he's safe from above with JV watching his hatch, and Keys is expecting that the phantom pressure from IT wall has forced any top players back. But Cyber has read the fake and is playing in the perfect position. W7M
So
has
they
3
get the
players
first
pressuring
pick.
site. Vita King on the smoke is telling his teammates, hey, these guys are hitting like super hard. I need help now. And so, having killed the 1-player storage, Cyber goes to
but they have JV on the angle,
the
bruh.
hatch.
On the
They
cut.
cannot proceed with the current plan.
So he kills the
But JV is
Solus.
ready for him, and now, having gotten the pick onto the roamer, he goes to take some space storage. But look who's waiting for him.
Oh, what the hell?
What an acute angle!
More.
Oh, not to come, no!
Which is big, so now he can play Vert.
JV isn't ready for Handy, and now W7M
Which
has
maybe he
nothing
should've
to
just held the
deny
angle.
hatch retake. Handy can shut down their entire push.
In this grand final,
Yeah.
Nade on the other side, wanting to
Oh,
be
W
the
whiff,
number
W
one.
whiff.
Handy will fall for
Oh my
that.
god, W whiff.
Oh my god. At the most crucial moment, Handy has a colossal whiff, leaving W7M
Damn.
with everything they need in order to go.
Again, just He had it. He had it. He kills at least one, can hide, bro, have the presence up top, and another bag fumble by FaZe.
For a plant. This is it. With the championship on the line, can they do it?
And you have you have a fire, 2 smokes by Cap, EMPs, Herds. I mean, wow. And then he's just chalked because, like, it's just everyone's holding shit. Which maybe should he go for the res there? I don't know. But then W7M, 7 straight wins. 7 straight round wins. 7 straight round wins on a LAN, and they win. And again, like I said at the beginning of the video, they win the 3-peat. They won both the majors, the 2 world championships, and then they won the main world championship. So, I mean, that's all for this video. This was a awesome video. Make sure you guys go and check this video out. I'll link it in the description. Make sure you go and sub to High Bear. This was an awesome video to go watch. I've been wanting to watch this forever. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I hope you guys did enjoy this game, and it makes you maybe want to watch some more Pro League. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I love you all, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.